Well, Ray Albrand, great guy that he is, tagged me in one of these question things that's going around YouTube. 7 questions I'm supposed to answer. And I've seen some of the others that go around, and I'm glad I got this one and not some of the others. This one's a lot easier to answer, a lot more factual type of things rather than things like what's your favorite movie and things like that some people are getting. So anyway, the first 2 questions on here are related, and I'm actually going to answer both of them at the same time. But okay, with me, of course, it's never simple. It's always got to be complicated. But anyway, the first 2 questions are: 1, why did you start YouTube? And 2, how long have you been doing YouTube? So, like I said, I'm combining that into why and how long. Actually, it seems like it should be the other way around, but anyway. But I'm going to kind of split the question anyway, because I really had 2 starts on YouTube. Way back 9 years ago, 2008, I started a channel, and I called it Nibbymox, because that's what a lot of people knew me as anyway. But to start with, I was posting video mainly. Maybe I didn't call it Nibbymox. Maybe I called it something else, changed the name later. Anyway, 2008, I started the channel to share little family snippets with family and friends. Like, if you look back, I have a video on there of a hailstorm that we had about that time. I've got a video on there of a visit to Grand Canyon. Things like that. Pretty short videos. Nothing real. They were just video clips. Nothing serious. So that's why I started YouTube, and that's how long I've been doing it. But more to the point, what's got me a lot more attention in the overall scheme of things was 2014. A friend of mine said that I should start videotaping or doing videos of my Boundary Waters trips, of which I did many, I still do many, and so convinced me to start doing this. And so that's how long I've been doing, let me call it, for lack of a better term, serious YouTubing. So 2014 has been only 3 years now. And I started out with a trip I did in the fall of 2014. Can't remember now whether it was a September or an October trip. I think September. And yeah, I've been doing that ever since. And doing a lot of and so mostly now my channel is that sort of video, the Boundary Waters and other trips, rather than more of the just clips for family and friends to see. Although I consider all of you who have subscribed to my channel as being friends in any case, but so my circle of friends has gotten a lot wider. So that's it for questions number 1 and 2. Now I'll go through the rest of them throughout my trip here. Question number 3. How did you come up with your name? Well, my name, Nibbymox, is one that I've had for quite a while. I was using it on electronic bulletin boards long before I started YouTube. I don't even know when I started. Must have been, I don't know, about 2003 or so. No, earlier than that. Probably about 2000, if not 1999. Anyway, when I started, it doesn't matter. What happened was I went on a hiking trip in the Boundary Waters, and a backpacking trip on an October weekend, or during October, early in October. The first day out, we got a lot of wet snow, right on the borderline between snow and rain. One of those that gets everything just soaking wet. Well, long story short, my boots got waterlogged. The water repellent on the boots failed and got waterlogged, and so my feet were soaking wet. I was hovering right around the freezing mark, of course, since it was snowing. And it was supposed to be a 5-day hiking trip, and I knew then that I just wasn't going to be able to do it with wet boots, and the weather was continuing to be, I hope you can hear me over all this, weather was continuing to be kind of wet after that. So anyway, I ended up, I got to the first campsite I could get to, set up camp, laid low for about 3 or 4 days trying to get my boots and my socks and everything else dried out a little bit, and then finally got some nice weather and turned around and hiked back out. So anyway, after I got back out of that, I decided I should have a name on the bulletin board related to that trip. Someone pointed me to an English to Ojibwe online dictionary translator, and after doing a lot of searches, I came up with Nibbymox, with Nibby being water or wet, and Mox being short for moccasins or shoes, so basically wet shoes. And but actually it kind of a fitting name because of the fact that I do get my shoes awfully wet when I'm out here paddling. With the boat I have, I step out into the water, and yeah, so my boots are constantly wet anyway. And even when I go on hiking trips, I'm not afraid to slosh through any puddles or whatever. So wet shoes is very appropriate. Maybe not wet shoes. Question 4. Do you use thumbnails? Oh, not those kind of thumbnails. Yes I do. I used to use, the thumbnails that YouTube comes up with, the choice of 3. But I started getting very, there were times when I really didn't like their choices. Sometimes it wasn't much of a choice. And so what I started doing was I started creating my own thumbnails based on photos that I took during the day or during the event that I was showing. So now I almost always use my own created thumbnails, again from pictures that are associated with, or a picture that's associated with the video. If I, for some unknown reason, I didn't get any pictures, then I end up using, I just take a snapshot of my own from the video and create a thumbnail from that. And question number 5 is, do you use intros and outros? I don't have a set intro that I use, but I always do put in, along the way, somewhere towards the beginning of the film, I usually put in, the LHR Images presents an on-trail with Nibby production, etc., with the title thrown in and all that kind of stuff. And for an outro, I usually, again, select one of the photos I took during the event or the day, and put the scrolling credits across that, and then the thanks for watching thing up behind that. So yes, I use. Question number 6 is, what camera do you use? Well, in my case, like I said, nothing's ever simple in my case. But in my case, I use 4 cameras. So what cameras do you use is the question. So first of all, the camera I use most of the time is this Nikon Coolpix AW130. It's a point and shoot, waterproof to 30 meters or 100 feet, shockproof 7 feet, and so it's ideal for out here. Don't have to worry about this one taking a drink unless it goes down 100 feet, and then I'm not going to be retrieving it. So this is the one that gets the most use. This is the one that, using this GoPro clamp, I clamp to the thwart of my canoe. So all those canoe shots, all the shots from the canoe while I'm moving, they're taken with this. I also use this as a selfie stick. I've got a selfie stick somewhere, but I kind of lost track of it. But I use this as a selfie stick. So when I'm doing my campsite tours and those type of things. The second camera that I use is a Nikon D5500 DSLR. I use it for video. So it's the camera that I was using just now when I was showing you the first camera. So I use that for video. I use it for most of my photos, and and so any of the static shots that you see where it's mounted on where I'm mounted on a tripod, the artsy shots that I do in the mornings, in the evenings, things like that. That's what I use that for. Most of my photos. It's light enough that it hangs around my neck on calm days, so I can get the quick shots, the quick photos, that is. Camera number 3 is this guy. He's a Nikon D7200 SLR. Not always with that lens on, but this lens would be what I'd use if I ever came across some wildlife. Of course, this and my D5500 all use the same interchangeable lenses, so I have various lenses that I bring along. This I use for some of the photos, but this is the camera that I take all the time lapses with, and because it automatically compiles the time lapses into a movie for me, so I don't have to mess around with that kind of stuff. So time lapses, and then last and probably least is my Olympus TG3. I think it's a 3. What is it? Silas, yeah, TG3. This is actually the camera I bought when I first started doing my boundary waters trips 3 years ago. So at that time, this was the camera that was used the most. various features about it I didn't like, so I replaced it with the, well, so I got the cool pics to do most of the work. But once in a while when I need another camera, and if I take any underwater shots, I use the Olympus. Even though the Nikon is waterproof, I don't want to trust it. You know, if I'm going to ruin a camera, I'd rather ruin the Olympus than the Nikon. So I use the Olympus for the underwater shots, things like that. But so it gets used some. I've got it on a Gobi Gorilla Pod. So some of the shots where I'm taking off from the landings, those type of things, I'll shoot with this camera. But
it's worded kind of funny. Everything else is why you, how long have you, how did you, do you, you know, it's all you. Come to 7 and it's when will I quit? It's almost like the tagger is asking the taggee to predict when the tagger is going to quit. And Yellow Brand, I hope you never quit. So I'm going to assume that this is supposed to be when will you quit? You being me. Just to quite frankly, I'm not sure if anybody ever predicts when they're going to quit. I'm assuming this means also when will you quit YouTube. It doesn't really say that either. When I pass this along, I'm going to update this particular question. I'm assuming this means when will I quit YouTube? And I don't think anybody ever really plans to quit YouTube. It just kind of happens. People either lose interest, family gets in the way, work gets in the way, other interests come up, you know, any number of reasons that people quit YouTube. But I don't think it's something that anybody at any point in time can tell you, yep, I'm going to quit YouTube in 3 years' time because, you know, yada yada yada. So to me this is kind of a dumb question. Not only is it worded kind of dumbly, but it's kind of a dumb question too, because I don't think at any time any YouTuber is going to say, yeah, I'm planning to quit. It just happens, and that's the way it's going to be with me. When I can no longer get out here and get the videos, who knows how long that will be. As long as I have an audience that's willing to give me feedback that I'm doing a good thing and they like my videos, I'll keep doing it until, as long as I can, and as long as I have watchers. Basically, I have no plans to quit. But who knows what might happen? You know, maybe, you know, X number of months, X number of years, something might happen that I give it up. But like I said, I have no plans. So the next thing I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to tag 3 people to also answer these questions. So I thought about this for a while. Several people I could tag, and I hope you don't get upset if I don't tag you and you think you should have been tagged. You know, I can't tag everybody. 3 people I'd like to tag. First of all is Solo Over 50. Now I know she's got some camera issues right now, so I'm not sure when she's going to be able to respond to my tagging. But maybe she can do it on her iPhone, maybe. But I'd like Solo Over 50 to answer these questions. Second person I'd like to tag is Matt G. I've mentioned him before in a couple of my videos. I love his videos of his backpacking trips in the Boundary Waters, and like to see more from him, and I would like to tag him. And then the third person that I'd like to tag is Mama's Base Camp. Really love her videos. She does wilderness trips, sometimes in the Boundary Waters, sometimes in the Sylvania wilderness. She's got a wonderful daughter that it's kind of fun watching her grow up, and Mama, I don't know what her name is, so all I can do is call her Mama. Mama does a wonderful, wonderful job of recording her daughter's experiences and those type of things. And one of the recent videos, the cameras got turned, and it was the daughter that was interviewing Mama about the trip that they were doing. So that was kind of cute. So anyway, those three, Solo Over 50, Matt G, and Mama's Base Camp. And by the way, if you haven't, if you want the viewer here, haven't watched any of the videos from any of those three, I highly encourage you to go and sample them and possibly subscribe to them. So that's it for my 7-question challenge. So talk to you later. See you on trail. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, comment, all the rest of that good stuff. Thank you for watching. See you on trail. Nibby Mox out.